I'm Courtney Layton, and today we're in Kinston exploring the CSS Neuse and getting to learn more about the rich history in Eastern North Carolina. So let's take a look.
Hi, my name is Matthew Young. It's Y-O-U-N-G. I am the site manager at the CSS Neuse Museum in downtown Kinston, North Carolina. This museum opened in March of 2015, and the main feature of the museum is what you see behind me. It's the remains of the Confederate ironclad Neuse, which was constructed on the Neuse River between 1862 and 1864, and was one of the key components in kind of defending the Kinston area during the Civil War in Eastern North Carolina. Well, we opened up our final phase of exhibits in March of this year, so the museum is basically now complete. When you come in, you'll see about a 10-minute introductory film that kind of gives you an overview of the museum, its background, why it's here, and then you actually get to come in the museum itself and experience the exhibits. We have a few interactive exhibits that you can partake in, and we also recently added activity backpacks for kids. So we have about 3 or 4 different activity backpacks that the kids can come in and do scavenger hunts and other things and try to find things in the museum that are kind of related to the topic of that backpack. Yeah, so the bottom of the museum is all centered around the ship. How it was built, why it was built, the crew on board. We even have a replica of it that you can walk inside that's kind of the front, I would say the front third of the ship. So you can get an idea and a feel for just kind of how cramped and crowded those spaces were and what it would have looked like inside. When you come up on the mezzanine level, or the level that we're standing at right now, obviously you have a great view of the ship behind me. It's one of the very few places in the world you can stand gun deck level on a Confederate ironclad. Very, very unique. Also up here on the mezzanine, we have 2 different sections. One is the home front section. So we discuss the role that African Americans, that women played during the war, kind of what their story was. And then we have the Army exhibit, or the Army wing over here in another phase that we've just opened back in March. And that tells more of a comprehensive story of the Civil War in Eastern North Carolina. I started here in 2014 before the museum opened. It was kind of my job to get everything together and have the staff come up with exhibit ideas. And since we've opened the doors in 2015, we've had visitors from all 50 states and several foreign countries. So we are very excited here. The year before COVID, which is kind of the last full year for visitation that we can look at, we had over 10,000 visitors. So we were very happy with that. And we're hoping we can get back up to that mark this year, especially with a good summer. Also, another thing you can see not far from here is a full-size replica of the Neuse, the CSS Neuse 2, and it's open on Saturdays for free for people to tour. So if you come to Kinston on a Saturday, come visit us, grab lunch, go see the replica, be a full day. I got my undergrad in history. I've always been a history guy. My first job was at the National Civil War Naval Museum. So I've always been interested in Confederate Navy and Civil War navies. And when this position opened up, I was living in Greensboro, and I had been let go because of budget cuts with the city. I applied for this job, and to my surprise, they said, yes, we want you as the new manager of the museum. So it's been awesome being here in Kinston and Eastern North Carolina for the last 8.5 years. I hope I can continue in this role for a very long time. It's a great job. Every day is different. Every day is different. That's one of my favorite things. I get to talk to all sorts of different people. School groups come in, and it's just fun being able to educate the public on Eastern North Carolina history, and some of them are just fascinated because they had no idea some of this took place. So I'm very happy that I can provide some education.
Do you have a favorite attraction or exhibit here that you like to talk about?
The boat. The boat's my favorite. I can't get around it. Every day that I come in the museum, I still look at the boat, still after 8.5 years, and go, wow. It's just that impressive. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/CSS Neuse. Like the page, share the page. We've got all our upcoming events and on that page that you can share, and you can see what we're going to be doing for the rest of this year, and of course in the future as well. What we are featuring right now is we are a Blue Star Museum, which means between Memorial Day and Labor Day, we are free to active duty military and their families. So if you're seeing this in Goldsboro at Seymour Johnson, if you're seeing this at Camp Lejeune, if you're seeing this at Cherry Point, if you're seeing this and you're a military, active duty military, you can bring your family out here for free.